Okay, so this track day is at Palmer in Massachusetts. It's a completely different track from Watkins Glen, where I was a month ago. This one is very twisty. It's not too tough on the brakes, but very hard on the tires. And it's more of a medium speed track, with most of the turns being between about 40 and 80 miles an hour. And as you can see, there are no straights. And even the front straight isn't straight. So that makes it pretty challenging and quite enjoyable. So let's get going. Okay, so we're exiting the pit lane here at Palmer. I'm about to do our out lap. And as I do with every out lap, I'm going to take it pretty easy. I want to make sure nothing's changed on the track and get everything back up to speed. So we come out in turn 2, which is a fast left-hander when you're going at speed, about 70 miles an hour or so. And that leads here into turn 3, another fast left-hander at about 85. And then braking down to turn 4, which is the slowest turn in second gear and is really, really uphill. It doesn't look so much in this video, but in real life it's really steep. And immediately followed by turn 5 and onto a very short straight up here. And then we start downhill into one of the several 180-degree turns. And then onto another short little straight up to this left-hander, which I think is the hardest turn on the track because it's really fast and there's no room for error. You have tires and concrete on one side and absolutely nowhere to go if you make a mistake. This is a DE day, so no passing if you don't get a point by. So this guy points us by, we can go. And into another 180 degree, or maybe even more than 180 degree turn here. And then this little left-right leads us onto the front not so straight. So we're about to go by the start finish here. And on a really good lap, I'll get up to about 120, 122 miles an hour before having to stop for this. And this is also really uphill too. Just look it in the video, but it's really uphill. And then we're back to our turn 2. And this is one of my best laps. It was about a 2-minute lap or so. And as I said, go through here about 85. Brake fairly hard down into second and do the right left. And then a quick blast up this short straight onto the right-hander that leads us into the 180-degree turn. And then we come out on this little short straight into the really, really fast left-hander. You've got to be right next to the inside here. And then you just got to drift out. And if you can do about 70 miles an hour or so, you know, that's really moving for me. And this, another 180-degree turn. This I actually found is the turn with the highest G-forces in the whole lap. I was doing about 1.1 through there. And then come into this complex where you have a right, a really long left, and then onto the front straight. And get on to full throttle as soon as possible to go down the front not so straight. So one of the reasons I picked this session for the video was because there was a decent amount of traffic that you had to kind of work your way by. And it's a good example of some people being helpful with point buys and other people not being helpful with point buys. So at this point, I had caught up with this red GT4 ahead, and I figured, well, let's see if we can hang with the GT4 after we work our way through the traffic. There's only a couple of cars ahead of him, and maybe we can both get by and see if I can stay with him. So that car was really nice, gave me a point buy almost immediately. It was great. And allows me to catch back up to the GT4. Obviously it's not being slowed down at all by the car in front of him, it's just me being faster. And for people who might not be familiar with various Porsche models, the GT4 is basically the track car version of my car. And this guy pointed both of us by, so that was nice, so we could stay together. Now let's see a bit of free track, see if I can stay with him. this turbo in front of me got kind of annoying because he was really slow in all the turns, and then coming onto the straights, he would just pull away because he has like 500 horsepower. But then at the end of the straight, he wasn't really going that fast, but still didn't give you a 0.5. So it was a little bit frustrating being stuck behind this guy for a couple laps. Okay, so finally got past that guy. Now gonna catch up with the GT4 head pretty quickly, I think, because he was stuck behind some of the slow cars. This was good. This guy pointed me by almost immediately, so that was very nice. So at this point, I was getting a little bit frustrated because those two 944s were so slow on the straights. So I backed off with the idea that I'll just slow down a bit and then get a good run and maybe get a good lap in. And I understand, they're 944s, they're 30-year-old cars, they don't have the top speed of cars today, which is, fine. They're out there, they're going as fast as they can. But just give those point buys on the straights, because the other cars, they'll just be able to drive by you. They won't have to slow down, and you won't have to slow down, and everyone will have a better lap. So anyway, so I backed off, and with the idea that I would, get a good lap in. The GT4 then just pulled into the pits, and then the checkered flag came up. So that was the end of that session. So it was good. I had a good couple laps in there, some good fun chasing that GT4, which I totally would have been faster than if we had a clear track, but we'll never know. So anyway, that's Palmer.